Josh Stein is trying to help people in the federal government who were recently let go find work here in North Carolina. The governor's office has started a new website meant for people displaced by Hurricane Helene or recent federal cuts to consider applying for jobs here. Potential applicants will be matched with a recruiter from the State Department of Human Resources to help them find relevant positions. The site also provides resources for service members, their spouses, and veterans to apply for positions in North Carolina state government. In a release, Governor Stein said, quote, "North Carolina is a great place to live, play, and work. Public servants help make our state everything that it is, and there are many talented people looking for work right now. The state of North Carolina is proud to welcome smart and dedicated, public-spirited people to join our team," end quote.